I just got a quick story to tell you about this one. And I just typed in, is technology making us dumber? And this thing popped up everywhere from some research report, and every website syndicated it, saying smart technology probably isn't making you dumber. But said, technology usually has more pros and cons. Look, man, if you ever try to go anywhere with somebody who can't take away their phone or GPS and tell them to navigate, and then watch what happens. Um, and even then, try using Waze. Like Waze one time tried to have me drive through the side of a building. Um, in every way, shape, or form, technology can make us dumb and smarter at the same time. But my story is, I knew a family member that has gotten in an argument recently with someone that bought the property behind them, and they keep coming over to talk to them that my family member has stuff on their property. And my family member keeps going, well, why? How do you know this? I've owned this property for over 40 years, and before that, their family owned it, so they're fairly familiar with where the property lines are. And this guy, he works in technology, and he used Google Maps, and he zooms in, and he can use the property lines that shows up on like Zillow and probably like Realtor.com or something. Like, so between all these websites, you can get property line detail and then satellite images. And based on that, this new person saying that my family member's got stuff on his property, and my family member's like, go f yourself and stop harassing me. And the guy's threatening to sue him if he doesn't move his stuff. And it's kind of like one of those like new age tech douches that everybody hates. It's all they do is like kind of like play with drones and aggravate their neighbors. And I'm not saying everyone's like that. I'm just saying this particular person is. It's they move into a neighborhood and they just got to go piss everybody off. So my family member's like, look, go get a survey. I'll pay for half of it. Like do our property line. I'll pay for half. Like if my stuff's on your property, I want to move it. It's like I don't want to start crap with you. I think I know where the property line is because I've lived here for 40 years. I built the house here. So I think I know where the property is. I've been cutting the grass here for 40 years. I know where the iron stakes are in the ground from when they did this. I think I know where it's at, and I think you're wrong. Well, this guy is 100% sure between Zillow and Google Maps that this is right. So they whack up the survey. They get the survey done, and come to find out, the new douche he's completely wrong. So, and it's just one of those things that I don't think just because someone owns a property for 40 years automatically makes them right. They could be lying. They might be trying. You can gain property through adverse possession. Try looking that up. Um, you can't trust anybody. But this person automatically thought they were right because they jumped on the internet, went on to Zillow, and went to Google Maps, and they figured that the person over here was just wrong. And they could have just been nicer about it and said, "Hey, let's just whack it up and let's get it settled," instead of threatening, "I'm going to sue you and do this," and don't just being an asshole because you thought your technology solution was. This is why I'm kind of like technology almost makes us dumber. Whether it's even if it's not in like raw brain power, it's just the inability to just solve problems with another human being. It's we go lean on technology. We want to go Google everything, right? And it makes us Google smart. And you just completely lose the ability to just solve problems efficiently or solve them rationally. That's about to say irrationally. Instead of walking down and presenting your issue, and then if you came to a disagreement, let's say, let's get a survey and settle it. It's, well, I'm going to sue you, do this and do that, and harass you. And it's just like, this is kind of where we're going, where these people that are almost too focused on tech think it's the solution for everything. And it does kind of make you dumber. Like, it keeps you from actually solving the problem. And then now you got a neighbor that's pissed off, and many people in that neighborhood have been there 30, 40, or 50 years or more, and you're now sitting out on an island by yourself because you thought a Zillow property line was more accurate than an in-person survey. I keep running into little instances like that where people lean on technology and they just end up being wrong, or it causes them to make a mistake or a bad decision. And it's just one of those things, like, not everything technology is better. I don't like e-readers. I still like buying a physical book, for example. There's just certain things I enjoy more in their original form. Technology, without a doubt, has made our life better. It's one of those things that we keep talking about the metaverse and all this stuff, and it's like, even if you can give me a set of goggles and I can walk through the Louvre, doesn't mean I don't want to go walk through the Louvre, for example. Technology can enhance our lives and it can make us better. But in many ways, it's making us dumber, or it's costing us relationships, or pissing off our neighbors, because you can't go on to Google Maps and say this is 100% accurate. Again, I just feel like you see more and more of these stories, or even your own personal experiences, where technology kind of gets in the way of things. It's like you can't get anybody on the phone anymore. I tried calling someone I'm working with at the bank like 7 times. They never answer their phone, and they send back a text message. And I'm like, look, Mark, I'm the goddamn customer. I need to speak with you on the phone. I don't feel like doing this transaction over a damn text message. Just one of those things that, if we can find a way to use technology for all the good things, and then keep from using it for the bad things, I think we'll be in a better place. But just one of these like real life stories I experienced where technology has just kind of gotten in the way and screwed things up. It's like my father, right? He's got some health issues, and I say go to the doctor, and then he Googles it, and then he's got the answer because he was on some website talking about his symptoms, and then I'm like, go to the goddamn doctor. My mother does the same stuff, and then they go to the doctor, and their diagnosis isn't even close to what the hell they were just reading. Or there might be something I got personal experience with fixing something. And I'll say, they'll ask me for help, and I'll say, do this. And then they Google it, and they say, well, Google says do this. And I'm like, well, I've done it before, and I know that this works. They tried the Google way and mess it up, and then they call back. I'm like, well, if you just would have did it the way I told you to do it, it would work. Man, just stay the hell off the search engines and Google Maps and all this stuff, and we're going to be better off. But anyways, a little bit of a funny story, but a little bit of the truth. It's just, this is where technology's taken us. It's at a point where it makes everybody a know-it-all. And then even with technology, you realize we still don't know crap. So before you jump on Google and try to solve your problem, think twice about it. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. I'm going to catch you on the next one.